All right, it's time to do the hard thing, but I'm going to help you make it easy. Hey, y'all, my name is Ryan. I'm a nutritionist, and let's meal prep. It's Sunday. That's what we do on Sundays. We're going to make this quick. It's time to get this thing on. It's time to meal prep. Easy meal prep. Today, we are meal prepping for 4 days. That's every day of the week except for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So I'm talking about the work week, okay? And last week I had shrimp with some chimichurri. It was perfect. So this week I decided let's do shrimp again, but with pasta. So we're doing a shrimp pasta for lunch and some protein French toast for breakfast. Easy, pop it in the microwave and go because that works for me. That works for my lifestyle. And then at dinner, I have some shrimp. We'll do some salmon one day. We'll a little bit easier throughout the week. Or at least that's why I meal prep. Now, some people do meal prep because they're trying to reach a specific amount of macros. Maybe they're on a recomposition journey or a weight loss journey. Those things too, obviously, because as you're meal prepping, you're able to keep track of what you're consuming and you stay on track and there's no surprises throughout the week. But I prefer to meal prep because I don't want that extra financial surprise throughout the week. Yeah. And also because I do want to keep track of what I'm eating. As I age, it's hard to say that. I notice that I can't just eat anything and everything. And it's just, exercise just isn't enough these days. So I also have to make sure that I am eating my macros and my micros because to age healthily, we also have to make sure that we're getting enough micronutrients. And those micronutrients we get from our fruits and our vegetables. It is definitely salad season. It's spring, it's summer. Everybody is trying to slim down and get fit and look great in that bikini, and it's getting hotter outside. And so naturally, our bodies just want to cut back, right? We want more activity and we want to cut back. And so, since it's salad season, I am making a pasta salad it's a shrimp pasta salad as my lunch meal prep. I love doing these type of pasta salads as lunch meal prep because they last for a nice amount of time in the refrigerator. And it seems like the longer they sit in the fridge, the more it marinates and the better that they taste. Also, super easy to prep and then you're good to go. And for me, I like that. Make it convenient. Make it convenient. Because I'm in a slight caloric deficit, I am going to be following the nutrition fact label for the serving size. Okay. So this says 4 ounces or 11 shrimp per serving is 80 calories. And it's also 14 grams of protein, which isn't bad for a having fish sticks and some fries as well. And the fries and the fish sticks, frozen dinner. It's in the freezer already. Nice and simple because who wants to batter fish and fry it on a Wednesday night after work? Exactly. Exactly. Not me. Not me. I have some tuna that I can make and do like a tuna salad or a tuna fish sandwiches, or we can do tacos because I have plenty of tortillas and shrimp, and I can make a pico de gallo and we can have a taco. So it just kind of depends on how I'm feeling that day. I'll be honest, sometimes we end up going and grabbing something because I don't even feel like preparing the easiest of meals. I'm still working on myself. So I had a whole script written out for this voiceover, and I'm deciding to freestyle instead because we're still getting to know each other, and I just don't feel like I should be spitting out facts and science and knowledge to you without you first understanding where I've come from in my meal prep journey. So I wanted to talk a little bit about some reasons why I did not meal prep in the past and why I'm finding meal prep to be a complete game changer and lifesaver. Before I was a nutritionist working for a chronic disease program in public health, I was working on my undergraduate with a toddler and just learning about nutrition, and also was in my fittest of fit era, okay? And at the time, I felt like I should have been meal prepping, but the struggle was I didn't know what to make. So if you want to meal prep and you have no idea what to make, you don't even know where to start with the 5 food groups, or start with 3 of the 5 food groups. So what I do to this day is I figure out a protein, a vegetable, and a grain that I want, okay? And so usually what I'll do is I'll find a vegetable that I want to eat for the week or for the next 2 to 3 days, and I make my meals around that vegetable. So I'm like, I want to eat something green. I like asparagus. It's great fiber, vitamin K, all the things. I'm going to make my meal around asparagus. And so what goes well with asparagus? Anything really, but I usually like to have asparagus with salmon. And that is how I create my meals. I don't go in blind. I pick the food groups that I know that I need. I need my macros. I need protein. I need carbohydrates, right? I need fiber. Nobody wants to eat the same thing all week, right? We are multifaceted, versatile human beings. Why would I reduce myself to eating the same thing every single day? Well, for me personally, because I can hyperfixate on meals, I'm cool with eating the same thing for 4 days, but I get it if you're not. So this is what you do. Think ingredients, not meals. You want to prep versatile staples, right? So that's going to be your protein and your vegetable and your grain. So maybe choose a couple of different types of roasted vegetables. Roasted vegetables is going to go so good with a meal prep. And then what whole grain or what grain do you want? Whether it's quinoa, wild rice, white rice, then you're going to prep maybe 1 or 2 of those. Then what I will sometimes do is change out my protein. So maybe I have chicken day 1 and day 2, and then maybe I do a salmon or some shrimp on day 3, 4, 5. Then you mix and match those meals throughout the week, adding different sauces and seasonings to keep things fresh. The biggest thing I hear is that I don't have time to meal prep. Meal prepping is too time consuming. Meal prepping takes me an hour on a beautiful Sunday morning. Remember, meal prep doesn't mean that you're making 5 gourmet meals Monday through Friday. Also, meal prepping means something different for everybody. So for some people, meal prepping is chopping all of your vegetables and marinating your meat for the week. For me, meal prepping is prepping my breakfast and my lunch specifically so that when I'm on the go and at work, I'm still getting the macro and micronutrients that I need. All right, so I finished my meal prep, my lunch meal prep. It didn't take long at all. I did take a break and run to Whole Foods to pick up some chocolate chips because H-E-B is closed, and that's my girl. But it's Easter and H-E-B is closed. So I forgot chocolate chips. So I absolutely have to have some sort of fun treat with my meal prep, but it absolutely has to be low calorie, high protein, because I just can't eat anything anymore. One snack, and I guess you can call this like a treat. Both are high protein. One is like a strawberry cheesecake dessert with, I'm going to link it here so that you all can see it. I made that last night and it's been in the refrigerator. The next one is going to be a high protein banana bread with chocolate chips, 2 bananas, preferably really ripe, like turning brown, but it's all good. 2 eggs, some maple syrup. You will need some cottage cheese, some peanut butter, and a flour of your choice. Today I'm going with some almond flour. And then I'm gonna top my bread with chocolate chips. My oven is already set for 350 degrees. It is ready to go. I turned that on when I was just mixing up my pasta. One thing I'll never understand about the fitness community and getting your macros in, is the amount of influencers that put protein powder in everything and then call it high protein. I just want to remind everybody that there is real food that you can add to your snacks to make them high protein. You don't have to, I don't even own a protein powder. And this is a topic that I'll talk about later on the channel, but there are real foods like peanut butter, almond butter, cashew butter, cottage cheese, yogurt, nuts and seeds that have protein, eggs that have protein that you can add to foods to increase the protein content. I will say that with this banana nut bread, I didn't like how the cottage cheese made the bread extra moist. So I'm going to revisit this recipe and I'll be back with a new one for sure. So as you can see, my bread is toasty. I tried to cook the moisture out of it because I wasn't feeling it. It really was just a texture thing. I'm going to revisit this recipe most definitely. All right, let's recap. I know I'm in a different sweater. I spilled water all over myself. I also have been editing this very video as I meal prep, so it did take a little bit longer because I would pause and go edit. But this altogether did not take long. The banana bread, my first time making it, it's a little more moist on the inside than I would like, but that's because of the cottage cheese. So I'm going to play around with the recipe and see if I can figure out a different way to make it so that it's not so moist. I let it cook a little bit longer, about an hour and 15 minutes instead of 50 minutes, because I didn't like how moist it was in the middle. It has a great flavor though. These are the protein French toasts that I will be indulging in for breakfast this week. I am not a fan of the Kodiak oatmeal. Mm-mm. But these are really good. And I'm also going to have them with a boiled egg. So 4 French toast is a serving, I believe. Yeah. That is 10 grams of protein with 1 boiled egg, which is about 6 grams of protein. So it's about 16 grams of protein for breakfast with 2 oranges every morning. I have my oranges lined up right here. Hold on, y'all can't see. I'll just kneel, right? I'll just hold. Let me fix you. Let me fix you there. And I'll just do like this so you can see what we got going on here. This is my strawberry shortcake dessert that I will likely have at night. This is some Greek yogurt with jellos. It's a strawberry cheesecake jello mixed with some bananas, some graham crackers, and strawberry. I'm gonna post the video. I made a video of this. I'll post that so y'all can see how I made that. And then my shrimp pasta right here. This is everything that I'm having for breakfast, lunch, and a snack. And then my dinner is in the fridge. I'm not going to take that out, but we've talked about that. So I meal prepped. You can do it too. You can. You absolutely, I have faith in you.